What's going on, man? Checking in with y'all guys, coming at y'all guys, with a video for the day. This video will be about, this video will be about, Alabama getting into the playoff, the ncaa, committee, and how they got everything wrong. A big game took place. Well, a whole lot of big games, took place Saturday. One of the big games that took place was, Georgia and Alabama. Now, before the game, people were saying, if Georgia lose, they still was gonna get, into the playoffs because they were coming in the #1 team in the nation. It was undefeated, either way, lose or win, they was gonna be in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So Georgia ended up losing, and guess what? Georgia out of the playoff. You know what I'm saying? And I really don't have no problem with Georgia being out of the playoff after the loss to Alabama. I want to say this about the Georgia and Alabama game. Now, even though Alabama won the game, I still think, it's some big calls that went Alabama way, and they wasn't supposed to go Alabama way. You know what I'm saying? That dictated that game. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying, that happened. So now we're here. Alabama won the game, and before that game, I think Alabama was sitting at like, I'm not really sure where they was ranked. The number 5, 6 team in the nation, and my big problem is, with the whole ordeal is how did y'all leave out Florida State? Georgia lost, right? Okay, you knocked them 5, right? Alabama move up. But how y'all forget about Florida State, homie? Like, a whole lot of people, like, they talking about Florida State and Alabama. The real question is, man, how did Texas get in? How did Texas get into the playoffs? Texas was the 7th team in the nation. They beat Oklahoma State, right? You still can't knock them up over Florida State. Like, how do you not reward, one of the teams that were flawless? How do you not reward a flawless team with going to the playoffs? How do you do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, a whole lot of people talking about, Florida State quarterback got hurt, and just because of that, that wasn't gonna give them, a good chance of winning against top tier team. I say that's BS. Florida State is a team that been fighting all year, man. Even when they quarterback, went down, Florida State still found a way to win. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot of people doubted Florida State against Louisville. And what happened? Florida State came out and they still found a way to win. Now, I want to say this, man, right here. This is what I believe, I believe, Florida State in the playoff, was going to give whoever they play a run for their money, no matter who they lose. You feel me? Like, I think Florida State is definitely a championship team because, one thing about Florida State, they found a way to get it done. That's the sign of a championship team. Florida State find a way to get it done game in and game out. That's a championship team. That's a championship organization. And I'm going to say this, man. I feel the same way, a whole lot of, Florida State fans and that whole organization feel like, man, y'all was robbed. You know, y'all was definitely robbed, you know. Like, it's no way Alabama and Texas supposed to be, you know, in the playoff after losing, you know, one game. Like, no, it don't supposed to work like that, man. So, I don't know what they got going on, you know, Texas, you know, and Alabama State, you know, they got a big history, you know, in the football world, college football world. So do Florida State. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if, you know, I know Florida State head coach, I don't think he been down there long. You know, they ain't been winning. So maybe that's the case, man. But like, I don't know what Nick Saban, you know, got going with, you know, the ncaa committee. Well, you know, they ease them into the playoff, you know, almost every year. But, you know, like, Florida State was definitely robbed. Florida State was definitely robbed this year, you know. And right now, you know, they got them playing Georgia in the Orange Bowl, right? And, you know, with that quarterback going down, man, like, you know, Florida State still gonna be a hard, you know, game for Georgia if they don't beat Georgia. You feel me? That's how confident I am in Florida State. Like, they might beat Georgia just because, you know, they found a way to get it done. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, that's all I got for this video. You know, I just want to come over here, you know, share my opinion, you know, with the world on, you know, the situation with Florida State, man. Y'all make sure y'all get in the comment box. Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. I see y'all guys in the video. Yo.